Few countries understand the scale of the e-waste problem because no track is kept of all e-waste, says the European Environment Agency, which estimates between 250,000 tons and 1.3 million tons of used electrical products are shipped out of the EU every year, mostly to West Africa and Asia. Although it is legal to export discarded goods to poor countries if they can be reused or refurbished, much is being sent to Africa or Asia under false pretenses, says Interpol. In China's notorious recycling center of Ginyu, once the destination for millions of tons of hazardous foreign and domestic trash, residents are now breathing more easily after a long government cleanup campaign. Ginyu, located on the outskirts of Shantou in Guangdong province, about 175 miles from Hong Kong, was once the center of a bustling recycling economy. But like many others, this has or is becoming part of the past. A government decision to ban imports of 24 types of foreign waste starting from January the 1st, 2018 has left many countries with a waste problem and few alternative destinations for the mountains of old mobile phones, paper, textiles and plastics once treated in low-tech backyard lockups and warehouses along China's eastern coast. In Ginyu, hundreds of recycling businesses have now been consolidated or shut completely, and authorities are now cracking down on foreign waste smuggled in from Hong Kong, further starving the informal recycling business. But trash remains the mainstay of the town's economy, with the government now seeking to standardize, industrialize, automate and regulate the sector. 5 years ago, more than 5,000 small household businesses in Ginyu were in the recycling business. Workers dismantled old electronic products with their hands, melting down cases with cigarette lighters and applying dangerous acids to aid the separation process. They would extract valuable metals like copper and shred the plastic into reusable pellets. But now, small informal operators are banned completely from handling electronic waste, and the truckloads of broken computers and circuit boards are now delivered directly to a sprawling industrial park built on the edge of the town, where authorities can keep a closer eye on environmental, health and safety standards. China is now strengthening its focus on its own growing waste problem.
The fundamental purpose of the ban is to solve the problem of pollution, while encouraging the recycling business to focus on domestic garbage recycling as a resource.
Authorities hope China's manufacturers and their demand for raw materials will encourage the domestic waste industry to make up for what garbage from abroad had been providing. Back here in Nigeria, transboundary waste were first introduced following a negotiation worth $100 per month in the 1980s, partly as a result of environmental awareness in developed nations. This led the country to be a part to the Basel Convention. External sources of electronic waste include the increasing numbers of such waste that continue to get into the country as a result of the digital divide. These reach their end of life sometimes more quickly than expected, and the average consumer eventually dumps them alongside municipal wastes. The municipal wastes are usually burnt and toxic pollutants are released into the environment.
The issue with Nigeria is data is not always accurate or available, but we know we have a population of 170 million people. We know on average every household in Nigeria has at least 2 mobile phones inside in their household. So it is a significant problem. You know, we're talking millions of tons of electronic waste. And mind you, there's been a lot of illegal dumping of electronics in Nigeria from other countries, such as Germany, such as UK. Developed countries have been shipping in the past their waste to Nigeria under the criteria that it's second-hand electronics. But it's not second-hand. These are non-functioning electronics. I think we have to be clear on our definition of waste. And what we mean by that, or the definition under Basel Convention, is that non-working electrical equipment is considered waste. And in Nigeria, one of the challenges that we've had as a business is trying to let people understand that if the electronic is obsolete, non-functioning, that is waste. And like all waste globally, there's a cost to managing that waste. And we have to bear that. We have to take responsibility, and somebody has to bear the cost of processing that waste correctly. And what I mean by correctly, I mean, let's remove these hazardous material. We mentioned mercury in the screens. We talked about batteries. All these things has hazardous material inside that can do harm to humans.